What's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you how I replace some of these old leaky valves. They've been giving me issues, so I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to jump in right now. So these are all the tools and materials I'm going to be using. I've pretty much dry fit everything. Got one little coupler here, a couple wrenches, PVC cutter, and all my different compounds. I got some tape, pipe dope, and the PVC compounds. Gonna shut off the water real quick. All right, so the first thing I do is I start to drain the water lines, just so that once I cut into that pipe, that there isn't water going everywhere. So I drain it there. I also drain it inside the house, and I start to cut the pipe. Thankfully, it was pretty cleared out at this point. So I cut the pipe, and then I'm starting to work on getting the valves off. And the one thing that I didn't put in my supplies that I did end up needing and did end up using was I needed a pipe wrench, and I also needed gloves. And you'll see here that I'm fiddling with it, and I'm thinking that my vice grips and my channel locks are going to be enough for this job, but I needed just a little more torque. So thankfully my dad had a pipe wrench that I could go pick up, and I went to Home Depot and picked up the gloves, the rubber gloves, and after messing with it for maybe 20-30 minutes, I was finally able to get it off pretty quickly with the pipe wrench that you'll see here in a minute. So I'm not a plumber, I think a plumber could have probably got this job done in maybe an hour to an hour and a half, because they would have had everything they need and all the knowledge and everything. So I do a little bit of plumbing here and there. I'm by no shape or form an expert, so this is where I was able to get it off finally. They really had it cranked on there good, so that wrench was what I needed in the beginning. So do yourself a favor, if you're going to be messing with some 3/4 inch or anything like this, get yourself a pipe wrench before you start the job. That would have saved me a good amount of time. So I've been having some issues with my GoPro today. I don't really know why it's not working, but there's been a couple issues. I don't know if it's the battery or really what it is, but I wasn't able to get everything on video, but I got 90%, so that's why I wanted to put this up. So here I'm just basically getting the pipe dope on everything, getting it all ready, basically getting it on kind of just in position, not really cranked down. I did test the hose connection, so I've already gone out and tested it after the job was completed, and it is holding up good with that pipe dope. So the only thing I haven't done yet is I'm waiting for the PVC cement to dry, so I will be going back and checking that, but I need to wait 2 hours for that to dry. So here I'm just really trying to get it a little bit more tight. When you're making these connections, you really do want to crank it down pretty good. The last thing you want to do is have a leak and then have to go back and mess with this all over again. So now I'm getting this connection ready with dope, and gonna get the valve on there. So the way that this system is working is it's one line with that T, and basically that goes to the pool, and off the other side of the T is just for my hose. And so I just kept it the same way they had it. I think I ended up paying maybe $75 for all the parts. So now I'm just getting the hose bib on. I basically used pipe dope on most of the connections. There were a few that I didn't. There was a PVC connection that goes into the other side of the valve. I only used the tape for that. And I also used tape on the connection between the siphon and the hose bib. So I just threw some Teflon tape on there, and that should be good to go. One thing too, if you're worried about the final product looking like beautiful, you might want to put some electrical tape or get those, I know they make those rubber or plastic pieces that go on the different wrenches, just so that way you're not marring your finish. Mine got a little bit marred, but overall it's not bad. I was kind of in a rush. I had a lot of stuff to do today, and so, you know, I'm just trying to get this done at my own house. Didn't want to pay someone $300-400 to come out and do it, so save myself a little bit of money, also get some good experience. So this is where I'm starting to measure my PVC to try to get a dry fit going. I actually did break a pipe. That was my own fault, and you could see it there. I'm having to cut it and restart. I kind of made a mess, actually. I don't do a lot of plumbing, you know, and I wanted to practice on this since it's my own house. And basically I ended up having to take my heat gun and get the 90-degree angle off the bottom so that I can just reconnect everything into that piece that goes into the concrete. And you know, it was kind of a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. So thankfully I was able to get everything fixed. Guys, I ran out of battery. I kind of rushed the last little bit just because I ran into some problems, as you saw. I'm going to show you what we got. So everything's looking pretty good. I'm not going to be able to test that until it dries. It takes a few hours. Yeah, that gave me a really hard time. I actually had to take my heat gun and basically melt that or heat that up to be able to get that off, because I kind of screwed up by over torquing it. But I already tested the water before. Well, I tested this valve, I didn't test this one yet, but I think everything's good. I really cranked everything down, but definitely a learning experience for me today. I had to get out the paint and epoxy remover and clean up a little mess I made. I'm still gonna get back there and clean it up a little more, but we're done.